Welcome to WeTM, where not only do we talk music, but we get to know the artists behind the music. You're here with the one and only JB The Truth, and I got another real one in the building with me.
Yes, sir.
A true creative shaped by experience, not trends. His music isn't just made, it's been lived. With verses that hit hard and moments that slow dance with emotion, he balances the grit with the groove, the fire with the intimacy.
Yeah.
A man of many layers, each one echoing through his music that he creates. Houston's very own, TORRE.
Damn, that was good, bro. That was so good.
Appreciate it, man.
That. You pretty much got it for real.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I did my research, so I feel like I already know you. So now it's time to introduce you to the world.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that for real.
Absolutely, man. How your day going so far? How you feeling?
It's good, man. I just moved into my new spot.
Okay.
I'm like super excited. You know what I'm saying? So life is good. I'm chilling.
Yeah. That's always a good feeling when you get into the new space and you're breaking it in, putting up. Are you a real like decorative person, like getting stuff on the walls?
Nah, for sure. Like I'm like into like woodworking and like architecture and like interior design, all of that stuff. Anything creative, pretty much anything that means I get the opportunity to build something.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Well, it definitely comes through the music, which we're going to talk about. Before we get started, I want to do a segment called This or That.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say this or that, and you just pick one.
All right, that's it.
All right, writing alone or packed studio session?
Writing alone, for sure.
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
Trap rap beat or experimental sound?
It depends on the mood. It depends on the mood. Like if I got to pick this or that, though, I'm going to say experimental. I feel like I have more fun with trap stuff just because like that's like naturally what I'll do, you know, like naturally I'm just around it, so it's like I can just get my shit off and be bravado and like you know. But I think if it was something that I wanted to put out later on, then I'm probably gonna go experimental.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love song or party anthem?
Heartbreak song.
Heartbreak song. So he said not love song, but a heartbreak song.
Nah, for sure. Those just hit a little better. You know what I'm saying? Like, and plus I ain't like you said, I experienced a lot of things. I ain't been in love in like 5 years, for real, 6 years. So I don't even know what that feel like right now. I know it. I can remember what heartbreak feel like. I can remember what love feel like, but heartbreak is just the one that resonated last. You feel me? So,
do you think love is worth the heartbreak?
Hell yeah, every time.
Okay,
every time.
Same page
for sure.
Creating from clarity or creating from chaos?
I'm gonna say it's creating from I'm gonna say it's creating from clarity is the better way, but creating from chaos because I think creating from clarity made me not as good of a writer because when I create from clarity, I probably already said everything I needed to say to whomever I needed to say it to.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm creating from chaos, it's like a space where my mind is cluttered and it's a lot of thoughts that I just need to get out. It's a lot of feelings that I need to express. And if I don't get to express them like this, then the crash. You know what I'm saying? So like I much
get it all out on the page rather than
for
get it out in person sometimes.
Nah, for sure. I'm gonna say creating from chaos.
I like that. Protect your peace or prove your point?
Prove my point. I'm too competitive.
Yeah,
I'm too competitive. Like I gotta prove it.
I like it. Yeah. Last one: be understood or be legendary?
Be understood or be legendary. To be understood is to be loved. I'm gonna say I'm gonna be understood.
Be understood.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's my true definition of love.
To be understood.
Yeah. Like to try your best to understand somebody. That's what love is for me.
That's real. I felt that in my own relationships in my past of you can feel it when someone doesn't understand you and misunderstand you and doesn't have the positive regards for you and really feel where you're coming from.
Right.
So I can imagine when someone does do all that things, you really feel that love because they're giving you that grace and they're taking a moment to be like, oh, okay, I understand, you know, where my partner is coming from. I understand who they is. They might not have said in the exact way that I would maybe want to perceive it, but I understand the whole context around what they're saying.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Yeah.
Well, let's get to the music. Your most recent album, Can't Please Everybody.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, and what made you name the album Can't Please Everybody?
Because I wasn't able to please myself at the time. Because I felt like I was just trying to make sure that the people around me got what they needed. And what I mean by that is like, from everything from like fans to my actual team, I was like working on this. Well, I'm still working on like this very like about me project. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to sing and talk about me and like talk about where I came from and why that was so important to me. And I dropped luvtap, and when I dropped luvtap, my team was like, okay, we got to push this because it's doing well. It's like we overseas, we on Revolt TV, we da 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 da. Like, I'm like, all right, cool. I had already been doing freestyles and stuff, just like playing around, just trying to stay active on social media, which is I'm not a fan of, but whatever. I was trying to stay active on social media, so like I was just like doing a whole bunch of freestyles, and they was like, no, we gotta rap for the rest of the year. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to rap.
Yeah.
They was like, but this go hard and it got traction, and we like da da da. I'm like, can't please everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Man, so you're saying a lot of stuff that I want to ask you about, because you definitely have a big catalog with a lot of different vibes. And it seemed like some of your older work doesn't necessarily match some of the songs on the album Can't Please Everybody.
Right.
So it's like you're saying can't please everybody, but that album kind of seems like that was an attempt to please everybody with more of that.
It was almost like I said, it was for me, but the can't please everybody was like for the people that I'm really trying to reach. This probably not gonna reach y'all.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like this probably gonna reach the people that's around me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The people that's around me. And the people who really enjoy hip hop rap, just like I said, being that bravado, that confidence, that like it's me, little baby. You know what I'm saying? Like it's me. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of my favorite songs. That's a great intro.
Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you. Great intro.
You know, so I'm like, that's what that was for, I think.
Okay. Do you still feel those pressures as far as, you know, having to stay in that rap lane, since that's what's kind of blown up, and you know you're all on Revolt with it? So is that something that you feel like you have to continue now? Okay.
No, I don't never. People who know me know I don't really. I'm not really one of those people who be like, oh no, I just got to do this now. Like, yeah. I'm very like edgy, like very. However I feel today, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I'm doing what I want to do, bro. I feel like I'm a living down my own sword. You know, like I feel like I don't get nobody else gonna get my rewards on my consequences. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
And it's just, if I keep trying to do this for everybody else, like, what am I really doing this for? To be honest with you, I don't want to say this like this, but the relationship that I have with music is like a love that you need to walk away from. It's like, you probably should have left. You know what I'm saying? You probably shouldn't be. I know I probably shouldn't just be doing this no more. Like, because I'm too, like, I understand. Like, I'm too conscious now. It's like, I know that my words mean something. I know that like, I got my little nephew be looking at me like, hey, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I be hearing you, bro. Like, right. I don't know, man.
That's a power, though. You said a lot there, and I love that we getting deep in the first, because we usually, fluff it up a little bit in the beginning, but I love that I love that we diving straight into it. I think that's powerful, for one, for you to know your power and know that your words mean something, and that there are people listening. But I also would encourage you to keep the same mindset of no one's going to get my rewards or consequences, like you said, and this is your life to live, this is your music to make. So, no matter what anyone's saying out there, this is something that I do for me, first and foremost.
Right, I agree. I think that even with doing it for me, it's like I got a responsibility. You know what I'm saying? It's a responsibility I've given to myself because nobody really asking me to do this for them. You know what I'm saying? My nephew ain't walking up to me like, "Hey, could you clean up the music?" Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't plan on cleaning up, quote unquote, like cleaning up the music. It's just like, bro, it's like we can say I can say something else. Like, I can talk about exactly what I'm talking about in any way because I'm that talented. You feel me? Like I can like you said, my catalog, you go look at my catalog. I got music from rock music, alternative R&B, rap music, like pop music, what you want to do. Like I can do anything. I've written for so many people. Like I can do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
Like why am I like putting myself into this? I don't know, man.
No. It's a good conversation with the ability to do so many different lanes, and I enjoy when you get into your alternative bag.
Appreciate
I enjoy when you get into the rock bag. My favorite bag is the R&B bag. Spoiler alert: we all know JB loves R&B, but that's my favorite bag. And it was funny because I was listening to "Can't Please Everybody," and then I kind of went backwards. And I started hearing so much singing. I was like, wait, he can sing too? He can sing. He can like actually sing. So it was something that surprised me, and it was a really good surprise. And that's kind of like right when I found that out, that's when I did the initial reach out. I was like, oh, okay, I got to talk to him, and I got to hear his mindset and how he got here. Going back to Can't Please Everybody real quick, what's your favorite song off of the project?
My favorite song on the project, it's probably out of Big Blue, Hate I Believed, or I know I'm missing one. It's after luvtap or before luvtap. Not pissing me off. That's like one of my TT Baby, like one of my favorite collaborators in the world. Like, I think he's like one of the best rappers. Him and King Hendrix, like probably my two favorite rappers.
Shout out to both of them.
But I'm saying it's TORRE or Hate I Believe, probably, or Big Blue.
See, you first of all, you just said my top three. So the fact that we both agree on that, that says a lot. That says a lot. And I feel like Hate I Believe was the song. Obviously, I don't know you. We're just meeting in person for the first time. But I feel like I know him from the research and listen to the catalog. Hate I Believe was the song that I felt like was most authentic you compared to some of your other songs that I really, really liked. And it was the last song. So I'm listening to it, and then when you get to the end, I just feel like it closed. You started it super, super strong with the "Okay, it's TORRE," and then you got me bobbing my head throughout, and then you have the more vulnerable and the more thoughtful, thought-provoking some in the middle, and then you finish on the "Hate I Believe It," which is a song that I think is very relatable to a lot of people.
No, for sure. That song was a joke though. Like I wasn't even. I was like, I want to say I might have been by myself. I was by myself at the crib, and I'm just like, I sent it to my brother, and he like, ooh. But I was just playing, like I was just playing around in the crib, like I wasn't even being serious with that song. But after I got the reactions I got, they was like, bro, you gotta put this on there. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just put it.
Is that the song what song has been received the most, received the best off that?
Well, album? Of course, luvtap.
Yeah,
of course, but I think "Okay It's TORRE" was a big surprise for people to like. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't expect so many people to be like, people be walking up, "Okay It's TORRE."
Right. Yeah, it's a nice little tag too. To play off your name like that. Like,
no, for sure.
And it gets stuck in your head quick.
Yeah. I love that song. I think that's probably the one that probably get the most. Big Blue is like the people who my people who be my fans, that'd be like they favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a casual listener, they usually like "Okay It's TORRE," luvtap. Pissing Me Off was pushed for real. So Pissing Me Off get love because that's what all of the rappers. I feel like all of my rapper friends and all of my the rapper community, they enjoyed it because it's like, oh yeah, y'all was pushing that pen, you know what I'm saying? So
and I like that you kind of know who likes what, like, because since you're so versatile, that means you're gonna pick up different fans when you get in different bags that may want certain things from you. So I see that awareness within you of like, okay, they like this, and they like this.
Yeah.
But like you said, you can't please everybody.
Can't please everybody. It was a lot on there for people to like though. I feel like I left enough. Feel like I made enough different type of rap for people to be like, okay, if I ain't like 1 through 3, then I'll probably like 4, 5, 6. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Type.
And shout out to Stocks. You did Luvtap remix with Stocks, right?
Right. That's the homie.
Yeah, friend of the show. Got to sit down with him. So shout out to Stocks. I like the remix as well. Y'all shot the visuals for it.
For sure.
How'd that come about? Did y'all know each other before the
music? Oh yeah, I've been knowing Stocks for a long time, like 2017.
Okay.
Like not even like personal. I think our first time actually meeting was in this whole like arrangement. But for the most part, I think I've been knowing him since like 2017. Been on the show circuit with bro for a long time, you know.
Well, shout out to Stocks. Make sure y'all go check out Luvtap Remix. It's on YouTube. Fire video. Nice little throwback vibes. Real cool. Real player.
Yeah, for sure.
This was your first project in a while, outside of just dropping like the fire singles here and there. What was the thought process behind that, and do you plan on waiting a while before you drop another project, or
no? We'll probably have a project by the end of the year, but I don't want to say it's a project. I think this one's more of a soundtrack, but yeah, we'll have that by the end of the year. I'm not really a fan of projects anymore. Like I like to work in concept, so when I'm probably working on a project and then thinking about releasing them all as individual pieces, just because I feel like people don't respect projects no more, and people don't attention spans are way too short. People don't really get to. It's okay. Attention spans are not short. Okay, so what's happening is we are in a playlisting era.
Yeah.
So it's like we don't really listen to albums from top to bottom. We kind of pick the songs that we like on the album and we involve them inside of our playlist.
Yeah.
And it's like that's not what an album is meant to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not what an album is meant to do. But that just come from, I mean, like that also is so tied in with my feelings towards streaming and like streaming services in general. I don't fuck with them. I don't think it's fair to the artist. I don't think it's fair to the fans, really, to be honest. But you know, that's just the era we in. So I like the individual thing because as a creative, I get the opportunity to like allow that one thing to have a full lifespan, like a full life. It gets to live like from its birth, the rollout, the how I want the people to feel about this, the videos, the content, the da. I get to give it a whole lifespan, and people get to pay attention to it for what it is individually. And then when it's tied in with something else, you can see why they neighbors. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you can see why they live in the same neighborhood because they, you know.
Right. So you feel like basically if it's within the album, one, they don't have the attention span per se. Is more nuanced than that, how you explain, but they don't have the attention span to listen to the full album and appreciate it. But also you kind of feel like it's hidden on the album, and if it's just a single, it gets more light and it gets more plays, it gets more room to kind of breathe.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I'm gonna speak for the people who are out there watching, like me. We still love albums.
Yeah,
we still love albums.
What's the last album you listened to completely, like from top to bottom?
Well, this morning I listened to Views from top to bottom. That's a very cliche answer.
No, it's not, bro. Don't let these niggas Drake you out, bro. Like, don't let them niggas do that to you, bro. Don't let them do that to you, bro. We fans of Drake, bro.
I was about to say, I still love Drake, and I listened to Views this morning. So if you mad at that, you mad at yourself.
Nah, for real, man.
You know, I still listen to Donda from start to finish.
Oh, that's
the first Donda. But I still love albums because I like to. I've always been a real big music nerd. I've always really loved music. But I've never been the greatest at like DJing the kickback or like or been. I'm not the aux
You're
god
not the aux
for
guy.
real like
Me
that.
neither. I'm not the aux guy.
I'm not the aux god because when I'm listening to music, I listen to the full album start to finish.
For sure.
So I make playlists now. Go check out the playlist. Link in bio. Shameless plug.
Nothing shameless about it.
Not at all. Look, if I can't plug myself on my own platform,
for real. You know what I'm saying?
So I make playlists now with up and coming artists, and they fire. But usually when I'm just listening to music for the most of my life, it definitely is an album from start to finish.
For sure.
So when I'm doing my research now and I'm looking at artists, that's something that I'm looking for. Like, okay, what's their best album?
Yeah.
Okay, how long is this album? Okay, what was the concept behind it? What was the theme? And you had a theme for this one. It was a short album, but it wasn't no skips, nothing wasted.
Yeah.
It was short and sweet. It had the nice interludes in between it. So I thought it was a good project, regardless of how we classify project, EP, album, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it was a good body of work.
I appreciate
to
that.
me.
I appreciate it.
And I just want to promote all the others me's like me.
No, for sure.
We like albums as well. So
no, for sure. I'm an album guy too. So I feel you. Yeah, I listen to DeJohn's album absolutely over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the last album that I just listened to was what was the last album I listened to? It was like some Brazilian jazz.
Who's your top 3 artists
right now?
Yeah.
Or of all time? Which one are we talking about? Like,
let's say of all time, because I just want to get a sense of
Drake is there.
Okay.
I'm gonna say James Blake, and I'm gonna say Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we can see. All right.
Yeah.
So to say those answers, I'm gonna need that soul to come back. I need that depth to come back, because when you talking about James Blake, his melodies, I mean,
man,
God.
That's my guy, man.
Whew. Yeah, I can't get I'm late on James Blake. I didn't get into him until like maybe last year or the year before.
Ooh,
but
you missed a lot. Well, I'm pretty.
I
went back.
I went back. I went back. Shout out to technology. We got it all right here in the phone. So I definitely went back. Going back to your music, your latest single, "Eyewitness." I feel like it shows 2 different sides of you. Like it has kind of the more street bravado that you were saying, but also the lover boy.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that song? How's it been received? And I guess what I really want to know is that something you want to kind of continue doing going forward, as far as showing all sides of yourself on a body of work, or do you want to kind of separate it, like, these are my love songs, here's a body of work with the love songs and slow songs, here's the rap, like, how do you see yourself going forward?
My goal is to get with some producers that will kind of guide me with that, bro, because I always have a hard time just making decisions on my own, because like I said, I'm a conceptual person, so a lot of times it be separated, and it don't need to be all the time, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what I will do, but I know this next project is this next project, which I'm classifying as a soundtrack.
Okay.
Because I have a goal to for the main attraction to be the art exhibit that goes along with it, and then the music to be what you hear throughout the art exhibit, you know.
Is it gonna be an actual art exhibit?
Yeah, it's gonna be
that you can walk around and see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want it to be very tangible. I want everything to be very tangible. Now, my goal is to try to eventually step away from streaming platforms and allow myself to be just super independent and, like, you know.
Are you independent right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been independent for like 3-4 years now.
Okay.
Let's not lie. I always been independent, but I have done partnerships with labels before.
Yeah. And how do you like being independent versus having those kind of partnerships?
I like partnerships. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not one of those people who just be on like super against labels. I enjoy partnerships. I enjoy working with people. I enjoy them putting teams around me and allowing me to be like, um, kind of like just a yes or nowhere. I do enjoy that, but it's something about like touching everything. You know what I'm saying? Being able to touch every part of your whatever you're working on, and that's what. And just having all the money.
Yeah.
And making all the decisions with the money, because I think that a label will spend a lot of unnecessary money in a lot of unnecessary spaces. You know what I'm saying? Like or unnecessary money. It's just that people charge labels more than they charge an individual.
Yeah.
So if I was going in to get some PR work done, they'll probably charge me $2,500 a month or like $1,500 a month, but they gonna charge the label $3,500 a month, $5,000 a month.
Right, just
you know what I'm saying? You got it. You feel me? So it's like I'd rather do it. I think I would rather be independent, but I'm not against having a team for sure, bro. Because this independent, as much as people crown it, and like this is not easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy to do everything.
Right. You're wearing a lot of hats when you're doing the business side of it, and the music and creating and marketing, and I can definitely see how it can get a lot. Has the business side of music, has that ever made you question your decision to be an artist?
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'll be ready to turn it all in. You feel me? I don't know, bro. I get sad thinking about the business part of music versus the music, bro. But not even in just like contracts or nothing like that. Just like the pacing, the making sure you gotta do this for. I don't want to sing like that, but I just don't like. I don't like. Sometimes I don't like the pacing of it, and I also don't like that. It's very product. It's like product driven, unless like it's not art. It's not very about the art at all. You know what I'm saying? It's not really about like creating something that's gonna stand the test of time, or like that's gonna make the people who this might not hit 1 billion people, but the 100,000 people that it hit, it's gonna hit them. It's like they gonna stick to it. They gonna stand by it forever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not really about that.
No. So how? Because I hear that from a lot of artists, not just you. So how do we fight against that? Because I feel like that the business side is still in the joy away. I feel like, especially with the streaming days now, and how much you have to do on social media, which we can talk about. I feel like sometimes that does steal the joy away and stops the artist from being an artist. So I'm not saying that you necessarily have the answers right now, but just as far as like, do you have any thoughts of how to fight against it?
Create more tangible things. Create more things that people can actually touch. You know what I'm saying? That like I know they could do away with. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the streaming platforms, bro. I don't understand. First, it's a whole bunch of gripes I got. You know what I'm saying?
But talk to me.
Like, okay,
we got time.
Okay, I don't understand you telling me how much I can sell my product for. I don't understand the fact that I don't even understand this from a consumer standpoint. I still buy music. I still purchase music. I go to iTunes and purchase music.
You go to iTunes.
I go to the store and buy CDs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I bought a CD player and to buy CDs to be able to have my product. You know what I'm saying? Be able to have what I want to listen to. And the reason why I feel like this, because one, I don't believe in the internet forever, bro. I don't believe in anything lasts forever. I think that life and death is one thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's in everything. Everything has to live. Everything that lives has to die.
Yeah.
So the internet will come to an end one day. And what happens to all of that shit I got? And then you know what I'm saying? What happens to all of them 1099s a month? You feel me? Like, and then I also don't think that it's fair to the customer because it's like you're spending $10.99 a month to listen to 8 songs when you can spend $8 and buy those 8 songs, add make your own playlist. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel what I'm saying? Like
you lost me at the end there because I'm spending that monthly amount and I'm getting to listen to 1,000,000 songs. I think it's unfair to the customer for absolutely 1,000%. And I praise you for the fact that you're willing to still buy albums.
Yeah.
I know real music heads, and I call myself one, but I'm not that much of a music head.
I'm not buying it. No.
But I think that is very noble of you to recognize how unfair it is and to say, okay, well, I'm not going to contribute to the unfairness.
How many songs have you listened to let's just say this month?
I listen to music all day, every day.
Okay, how many different songs have you listened to this month? Songs that you have never listened to before this month?
I'll say 200.
God damn!
I'm listening to a lot of music.
God damn!
That's why we here.
Hey, brother, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. I'm listening to
hey, bro, I listen to. Okay, maybe I was wrong because I don't listen to.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't. I rarely even listen to music. I'm most of the time, if I'm not jamming my favorite albums or I just found this new artist from watching a YouTube watching a video on YouTube. Okay, I fuck with that video on YouTube. Right. All right, bet. So now I'm finna go. I'm gonna purchase that song because I like that song. I'm gonna go listen to the catalog. I feel like streaming services should have been like sample. Like searching through tape deck. I mean, searching through vinyls. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, okay, I found this song that I like, but now you buy the vinyl. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I'm not mad at that because so when I just said that number, so when I'm listening to music, I'm a dumpster diver like on Spotify.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to a lot of different music, but I'm listening to 20 seconds and I'm moving on. And then when I find a song I really like, I'm either putting it in a bucket or I'm putting it directly on a playlist.
Right.
Or I'm going to that artist and I'm downloading their album. Right. So I do like that idea of let it be, you can listen to everything, but just a sample. And if you want more, you got to buy more so the artist can actually get more value from your listen.
For sure. Like, and they don't understand. Rappers be broke.
Yeah.
Musicians be out here broke, gang. This
the
is
vast
not,
majority.
Most of them. That's why I be telling people. People be thinking that. I was on the phone with my pops. He was like, "Bro, I seen your video on TV." Like,
yeah.
He was like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Daddy, that's cool, but I gotta go to work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. like that's what's up. I gotta get up and go to work tomorrow though. Like, I'm tired. Like,
yeah.
You know, like we ain't like if I don't have no job, I don't provide for myself. Yeah. If I don't, of course I'm a hustler. Like that's just natural. I'm a hustler, but it's just like, bro, this music, from the money I made from music versus the money I've put into music, it makes no sense to a real businessman to keep making music.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's sad, but that's the truth. I think on one side it's that way because there's so many people making music, and it's so easy to put music out. So it's oversaturated in a sense. As a music lover, I love it, and I don't care because I love how much different music that I get to hear on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Now it's just about, okay, if you're good at music, which you are, how can you now monetize that and make it a business?
Right.
And I feel like one of the ways, really the only way to do that is to get money from your fans. Now, how do you get fans that are going to invest in you? And I feel like that route is kind of done through social media these days. Of getting the followers, getting people on the email list, and
building community.
And building that community.
Yeah.
So is that something that you're kind of looking to do as far as
that's
kind of
the point
that
of
community?
That's the point of like art exhibits and I don't want to say art exhibit because it's not art. It's just photo exhibits and like that's the point of me like wanting to start the pop-ups back up or wanting to like I don't know, like that. I think that was the point of me saying, okay, I want to make a soundtrack instead of making it an album and then just focus on the music. And then I just make videos and then drop that and then hope or just then send it out to playlists and send it out to bloggers. Like, bro, that's one thing. But now I create a community that I can take with me everywhere. You feel me? Like I can go from Houston photo exhibit to Baltimore photo exhibit to Atlanta. Okay, like okay, I see these people listening over here. Like I'm gonna go over there and just do a little smaller pop up. We gonna see how that go.
Yeah,
you feel me? Like it's much easier to do that. And then I mean, not easier. Of course, it's not easier, but
right, nothing's easy.
But yeah, nothing is easy. It's work. You know what I'm saying? But I can see my community. I can feel my community. I can attach to my. You see me face to face. You get to have a conversation with me. You know, he a cool nigga.
Right,
you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, like da. Like I get to when you get to do stuff like that. It's like okay, like that's what this about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
And no, you do know. You explain it really well. And even if it's like 30 people, $5, that alone is more than a lot of artists are getting paid for that are putting out the music. So having that community, having that structure of, hey, we're doing this pop out. That's a way to kind of get that ball rolling. So I do think that's a good idea.
Yeah, for sure.
I had two questions in there. One, you keep saying soundtrack. When you say soundtrack, what's the difference between like a soundtrack and a project? What's the distinction you're making?
What project? What kind of project?
Well, no, you're saying I want to make
instead of like an album.
Instead of an album, yeah.
Well, the soundtrack would be an attachment to something else. It's not really about like the main focus.
Like a soundtrack to a movie, so
right?
A soundtrack to the art exhibit.
Yeah, it's the soundtrack is for the art exhibit. So like. Okay, so the way I work this next project that I'm working on right now is that I built the world first. I had no music at all. I had these same 2 songs that I've been having for like 2 years. I had these same 2 songs and I love them so much. You know what I'm saying? One is called The Party's Over.
Okay.
And then the other one is called Line of Fire. And I've been having these 2 songs. I'm just like, man, I love these songs, you know?
Yeah.
So I just kind of started to build a world of like what does this look like? What does this feel like? What like how does this person navigate this space? Like what does that space look like? You know what I'm saying? And then going from living where I was living at. Okay, so within the span of the last 4 years, maybe I've probably stayed in 4 different places in Houston.
Oh, okay.
Right? So I stayed right here in Washington. I've stayed in Greenspoint. I stayed in 5th Ward, and I've stayed downtown.
Okay.
So it's like when I look at that, I'm like, every one of those spaces taught me something different, either about myself or about the way I look at community in general. And or way which is like my point in this is that how sacred people deem the spaces that they from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I understand why people in 5th Ward, people from 5th Ward represent 5th Ward the way they represent 5th Ward.
Right.
I get it. I'm from Homestead. I'm from Northwood Manor. So like the way I rep my neighborhood, the way I feel about I used to always wonder like why people whenever somebody about to fight, they always talking about some like, you know where I'm from?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know where I'm from? Like, I used to wonder, like, why everybody from the West always talking about West? Like, why is that so important to you? Like, because I don't care where you from. I'm whooping your ass, nigga. Like, I don't care where you from. You feel me?
It's that pride.
You know what I'm saying?
That's your home.
That's
so
home.
When you grow up and you're there and those are your streets, that's who you fight with.
Yeah.
When you go outside and you with your people, it's like, they not like us.
Right. I understand it to be tribal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I understand it to be, this is damn near spiritual for you. You know what I'm saying? Without you even knowing it, this is damn near spiritual.
It's a part of your identity.
Yeah, like for sure. So, like being in all of those spaces taught me all of those things, and it's like, what was the question? Am I on a tangent?
I don't know. We love tangents here. I don't know what the question is. I think where were we coming from?
But I know it's yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, I think while I was working on those projects, I started thinking about community and all of those things.
Oh yeah, we were talking about soundtrack.
The project ended up being after I built the world, I was like, okay, cool. This is the world I want to live in. I start pulling references like, okay, this is what I want this to look like. These are my favorite creative directors. These are my favorite. This is my favorite. So, like, I fuck with Deanna Lawson. Like, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with Renelle Madrano. I like these people. You know what I'm saying? Okay, what do I like? What do I like about Dexter Nappy? Like, why? What is this thing that attached me to to his work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then going back and whatever, you get the point. So I get to doing stuff like that, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is what I'm gonna do. Since I already built the world and I don't have music, let's make music for the world to live in. Let's make a soundtrack for this person's life.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then I said, okay, cool. Let's make it asunder then. Like, cause let's not make it about this one person inside of this one space. Even though all of these people, all of these different characters are kind of connected to who I am as a person individually, but it's like, let's make it be like, what if 3 stories was happening inside of this same party?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that feel
like?
Hey,
I told y'all at the intro, this is a true creative. A true creative. Because it takes a special person to do the reverse engineering of, I'm going to make the art and then the music, and not the music, then the art.
Yeah.
I'm going to think about the visuals, the production, the moment, and then attach the music to it. That takes a special brain, and it takes the special type of taste to be even to want to do that and then to execute it.
Yeah, and you got to find what I learned in my relationships. It's the same thing I learned about music, is that you got to find a new way to love your person. Sometimes it gets old, sometimes it gets crusty. You're like, this is boring, this is nasty, it's too routine. And I found out that I was falling out of love with music, but that's wise, because it had become, it was no longer competitive for me. Like, music is no longer a competitive thing, where it used to be like all of the homies used to be in a room and it used to be a communicative thing. I was like, all of my friends are here, we're gonna make music together. Then I became by myself, and it was just like, I want a point to prove. I remember when I first started making music on my own, it was because my brother told me something like, well, we was working on music, and then he's my manager right now. We was working on music. Okay. He was managing me, and he was like, at one point in time, he was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna, if you can't do this, then I'm just not gonna do this. Like, I'm not gonna be a part of nothing. I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go do it by myself then. I'm gonna show you that I can do it. And it became a competitive thing for me.
Okay.
And then after that, it became this like, oh, this is just who I am. This is every day I'm waking up, boom, boom, boom. And for a long time, it was just that. Like, oh, this is just me. To this day, I wake up, I sing every morning, every evening while I'm at work. Yeah, while I'm walking around, like, in you. I'm singing. When I got here, I was singing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I do. So it's like, it became that, and then that became still. So I'm like, okay, now what? I start asking God, I start asking the music, like, what other way can I love you? Because I don't love you like this no more. I need to love you another way. And it came through creative direction, and it came through like visually wanting to do something. Like, I found love in the visual side of it, and I said, okay, cool. Like, this is the new love. Like, I love seeing something on a movie, and then hearing the thing that go with it that actually tugs your heartstrings. Because people, a lot of times, if you watch a movie without that soundtrack in the back, that don't even feel the same.
That's funny that since you've been talking about the different kind of creatives you like, that's one of my dream jobs, to
music
be the music director for a movie. I haven't started manifesting it yet. I keep seeing it like it's just going to happen by accident, and that's not how things work. But you know, I would love to quit my job. I would love to be full-time doing WeTM. I would love to be full-time doing everything surrounding music. And that's one of those dream jobs for me. One thing I was wondering when you were talking about you and your brother, when did the love for music start, or was it always there? And when did you start actually making music? Like, when did you start saying, like, I'm an artist?
When did I didn't start saying I was an artist.
Or just start making music?
I started making music very young, probably like probably before 16, like,
okay,
probably like 13, something like
just
that.
Legit.
Yeah, 13, so like 15. my brother was on some. My brother was making music, super talented, super talented, great writer. My next door neighbor was like, which is my brother's best friend. He was making music. I thought he was the best, coolest rapper ever. You know what I'm saying? So they had a group that was like in the neighborhood. A lot of people knew them. Everybody knew them in the neighborhood. They had started doing shows, opening up for like Webby and stuff like that. Okay. And I was like turned, like I was looking at them like, bro, I want to do that. My mama was like, wrote like she was like rap a lot. Like she used to like ride around with them like in those same groups. You know what I'm saying? Because she from Fifth Ward. Okay. So it's like my mama best friend was Jay Prince.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying?
If you know Houston, you know Jay Prince. Shout out to the Prince family.
Man. Shout out to the old man. But that was my mama's best friend. My brother's godfather is one of Jay Prince's best friends. You know, one of Jay Prince's best friends.
So you were around it.
So I just been around music. And my mom told me she didn't want me to do music because of what she had been around. Mm-hmm. And my brother was like, the music he was doing, he didn't want me to be around it because everything that came along with it, because it was like they was on some gangster shit. Right. Like, they was like moving, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I seen them, and I'm like, bro, I want to make music too. And they would not let me make music. My next door neighbor, though, my brother's best friend, he seen how much I wanted to do it, and I used to freestyle with him all the time. So he was like, man, just come to the house, bro. we finna make a song. You know what I'm saying? Like, I pulled up to the crib, made my first song. Just so happened to be a diss record to my big brother. Like, why you ain't
dissing the big bro?
Hey, cause like, bro, why you ain't letting me rap, bro?
Put
like,
me on,
let
man.
me rap, bro. Like, y'all out here doing shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, let me rap.
Yeah, I get it.
And he made a diss track back to me. Yeah, and it was cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what it was. But that's how I originally started, like actually making music. But I don't think I really like locked in. I don't even know. I didn't lock in probably till like 2020 maybe.
Well, let's stay there. So when did you go from? Because obviously the music they're making is of a certain of a certain style, and is that, you know, I'll say street rap for lack of better terms. How did you go from that to then having the confidence to say, hey, I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna experiment? Like, when was that transition happening within yourself to be like, I love music and I love doing this?
My first time listening to Kanye.
Yeah.
My first time listening to Kanye, like,
shout out to Ye.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like listening to Graduation, like, oh, this is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never heard nothing like this before. Hearing James Blake for the first time, hearing like Phil Collins, in the like, I can feel it calling it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like Phil Collins, but I know that song.
Man, that's like one of the, to me, that's like top 3 greatest songs of all time ever made. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But
that is a great song.
I'm like, that type of music kind of made me just be. I really, other than that, I really couldn't tell you, because I think that at some point I like went through this whole phase of just like being a poet, and I was just like, after my grandpa died, I think the first thing I wrote was a poem, and then it was like, okay, I like this, and then I liked Wale a lot. Wale was like very poetic, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh, I fuck with this, you know what I'm saying? I want to write like this. But what I realized is that it wasn't really the writing style that I like. It was the fact that he was, and which is the reason why I like Drake today, is because they made it okay for me to be vulnerable. They made me to okay. Like, my mom, when I was little, she used to, of course, you know, everybody, mom working 2-3 jobs, you feel me? Like, so, she used to come home and be like super tired. And she used to just be like, y'all don't wake me up. You know what I'm saying? If y'all, but also we used to get in trouble in school, so she'll come home, whoop ass, go straight to sleep. You feel me?
I'm gonna use my last bit of energy to get your ass in line, boy.
Type shit. So like, she used to tell us though, like, if you feel like if I whooped you and it wasn't, don't wake me up, but write me a letter and slide it under my door. And if you got something to say, then we'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So I had become accustomed to just like writing everything down. Everything that I felt was not okay for me, I had become accustomed to writing it down. Right. Which sucked growing up and like getting into relationships, because now I can't talk to you about the way I feel, but I can make a song and tell you how I feel in the song, but by the time you know how I feel, I don't feel that way no more, and everybody know how I feel.
Right.
You feel me? So
is that something that you've learned how to do, like as far as the communication piece, to be able?
Yeah, I feel like it was such a hindrance to my writing now. Like learning how to communicate with people was such a hindrance.
Oh, so now that you know how to communicate with people, it's drawn back because you're not creating chaos anymore.
Exactly. It's like, oh, I know exactly what's wrong with me. I know exactly what triggered it. I know exactly how to fix it. I know exactly what to say. I know exactly that. It's like, oh, I can't just. It's very rare where you'll just hear me speaking before I think. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't thought that all the way. I thought it all the way out. You know what I'm saying? And before I wrote this down, I thought it all the way out. That's why I'm not the best freestyler anymore. But I think I'm a really good writer. You put me in the room with anybody and tell me you write a verse. Okay, cool.
Right.
I think I got to write anybody in the room. But if you told me hey, freestyle right now.
Yeah. It's not all the way there.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, hey, that's okay because people not freestyling these days anyway.
Sure. No.
I feel like Houston's one of the best freestyling cities out there. So shout out to all my friends and everyone I know that still freestyles and that was raised on it.
Man, shout out to them hot boxes.
Yeah,
you feel me? Shout out to them parties, them kickbacks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
them lunch tables. Shout out to all that. You
those
feel
great
me?
times. You gonna make me cry just thinking about those times, man. Those are some of the best times of my life.
No,
God
for real,
damn,
bro. Like, yeah. The deep sigh.
Right. Where do you go from there? Well, that's good. That I think is more important than you freestyling is less important than you being a good communicator. So I'm glad that you start to develop that, and I'm sure that's helped your relationships from romantic friendship to family as well.
Yeah, sometimes
because they might not always want to hear what you gotta
say.
well, you can still write it all down, like when you're in the chaos, and then talk to them when you're in the clarity, and that can maybe make the approach a little bit softer.
Yeah, you
could.
I'm an Aries, bro.
so that
it just is what it is, bro. If I gotta say it, we gotta say it. You know, I went into work the other day, and I said, This dude I was working with, he was really just pissing me off. Like, bro, pissing me off. I go into the J, I talk to my manager. I'm like, hey, bro, like, y'all know I don't know how to code switch for real. Like, I don't know how to be not me.
Yeah.
So if I go in here and tell this nigga what I gotta tell him,
he getting me. He getting the real me right now.
He gonna get it how I know how to give it to him. So y'all need to tell me more of a professional way to approach this, because I'm telling it, hey, bitch ass nigga, don't say nothing else to me. Don't say nothing else about me.
Right.
You feel me?
See, but that's a verse right there. That's a hook right there. You feel me? You can go straight to the studio in the car before you get in and be like, hey, bitch nigga, don't say nothing about me. Don't say nothing. Like, and then get that off, and then it's
yeah, I feel it.
So when you let me ask you this: when you make music and when you're writing, and you're in your storytell bag or whatever bag that you're in, does it feel like a weight lifted off your shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, because like I said, I've noticed that it's been a hindrance to my writing.
Okay.
So now I just be like, even though I am communicating it, I'm more of if I record a lot of my conversations, I write a lot of things down. Like right now, I think I got a tablet in my bag right now. Like,
okay.
If I hear something if I say something that I feel like I need to say that later on, I write it down.
Okay.
Like that, you know.
Good. That's funny. I'm picturing you wilding out on dude.
No, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. These niggas be thinking I be telling people, bro, please don't let that R&B shit fool y'all, bro, because I'm not one of them.
Yeah,
I'm really not, bro. But like alternative R&B trench baby, that's why I be trying to tell niggas, bro.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm an alt trench baby. Like I am a what they call what's the word I'm looking for? I'm a cleaned up nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, a lot of us are.
You know what I'm saying? Trust me, brother. Like, it's better you get this one.
And see, I've learned how to code switch too much to where now I can't even not code switch. Like, as soon as the setting changes, I'm automatically code switch.
Wow.
And that's something that's happened over the last, I would say, 5 years to now, where I'm so deep in that it's like, you know, I can put on that voice very, very quickly when I'm at the job, and it's something that I do every single day, 5 days a week.
The etiquette. I need to learn the etiquette. I'm telling you.
It's overrated. It's overrated. My brother is much less of a code switcher, and I admire him for that. And it's something that I'm learning to do to where I can still have the etiquette, but still be myself. Be
yourself, yeah.
You know, like I ain't got to cuss and say nigga every other word, but I can still be who I am, and I can still carry my culture with myself. So that's the balance that I'm trying to find in this current stage of my life. But we talked, getting back to you, we talked about pain. We talked about the getting stuff out of emotions and the music. What's peace look like for you?
Peace is me with my headphones on, taking a stroll around the park. I'm a walker, bro. I love walking. So I'm usually walking and ignoring everything in my life. Sitting next to some water or something. Like, I go out to Austin and just like chill by the water, chill in the hills, and just like be by myself. I don't know. Peace. I'm just gonna say this. Peace has been hard to come by for a while for me, because I feel like my life has been very chaotic. But it is this thing that I think God has granted me. It's a lot like peace. It's a lot like peace, but it's not peace. It's more like, it's just that I understand my grace in. I understand that it's not gonna be chaotic forever, bro. Like, but it is this trouble that you gotta go through. You know what I'm saying? It's a storm that you gotta walk through, and you can't even run through this one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so just go ahead, just keep walking, and while you walking, I'm gonna walk with you. And I feel like the walk with me is the thing that's like making me feel like I'm at peace, but I know that that's not what it is. You know?
So you're not at true peace right now, but you're at peace with the chaos and with everything that's going on.
Everything's going on, because I understand it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I get why I gotta go through the things I gotta go through. Some of it's because of me. Some of it because I lack discipline, and some of it because I took a long time to deal with the consequences that I couldn't run from. You feel me? So it's like, now I'm in a space where it's like, oh, okay, I'm dealing with my consequences. Yeah. I get it. You made some bad decisions when you was, all right, cool. That's what that is. Okay, I understand it. Let me do it. Let me deal with it. So yeah,
I think that's big, because I think with any change, and obviously you want to get to a place of peace, so that takes change.
Yeah.
With change, it starts with awareness, which you have, and then it goes to accountability, which you've also expressed as well. So it seems like you're on the right track to find that peace.
Yeah, for sure. But one thing I don't do is allow anybody else to be the reason why I can't have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna let a woman, a job, or nothing be the reason why I can't be at peace. Everything that I'm not at peace about is things that I did. It was decisions that I decided to make. Like I said, I'm a dog on my own sword.
Yeah.
Anything that I'm going through is something Jatori put himself through.
Do you feel like you sometimes allow your past mistakes to hold you back in the current?
Hell no. But I know that I gotta go through this. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I gotta go through this. You know what I'm saying? But it's not holding me back. If anything, it's pushing me forward. It's the reason why, like, me recognizing that you didn't have no discipline at that time. It's the reason why I have discipline now. You know what I'm saying? Like, recognizing, like, and it can be anything. Oh, you didn't pay that ticket, bro. You didn't pay that ticket. Now you got to
wheel it up. Yeah. You know now they done taxed your ass.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So now you got to go pay that bread. You feel me? And it's like, oh, okay, cool. You missed your court date too? Oh, you thought that was just gonna fly? You thought that was gonna be? All right, bet. I know I gotta go through that.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that. I gotta go through that. I know now that I won't let that happen no more. You know.
But that's good that you're discovering that and have that awareness now, because it's 50, 60, 70-year-olds out there that are still blaming everybody else and pointing the finger. So the fact that you can point at yourself and be like, okay, these are the consequences from my own decisions, and I got to deal with them. That's big.
Yeah, for sure. I think, I ain't gonna lie, this is probably the most proudest I've been of myself.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't really been able to tell myself that. I remember like holding a grudge of my pops for a long time. For like, I feel like he had never told me he was proud of me before. Like, I had never ever heard him tell me that. You know what I'm saying? And I was really fucked up about it. And then probably like a year after, I just called him one day. I'm like, nigga, is you proud of me? Like, I ain't never called you and asked you for nothing. Right. I ain't never Like, he was like, nah, of course I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but a year after that, I'm like, nigga, when you told yourself you was proud of you ain't never told yourself you was proud of you.
Yeah.
Everything you do, you just on to the next one. So I just started to celebrate myself. I've been celebrating myself a lot. Like, anything that I do that I accomplish, like, I'm celebrated. Anytime I think that, like, damn, you did good. Like, that was a good I could write a good song. If I write a good song, I'm like, yeah, you're gonna cook yourself a meal tonight.
Yeah,
bro. Like,
you gotta celebrate each and every win.
Every one. You know what I'm saying? I think that's been really good for my mental. Real. And my spiritually, I just feel as close to God as I've probably been for a long time.
Good. Yeah. Well, I want to tell you, I'm proud of you.
I appreciate it, bro.
Seeing someone who has been consistent as you've been, because you've been making music since a teenager and you're still making music now. You have a lot to show for it. You have a lot of good music out there. And you're still going. You've been through things, you've lost things, you've struggled in your life, and you continue to wake up every day. You continue to take advantage of every opportunity that you have. That's something to be extremely proud of. So from me to you, I'm proud of you and everything that you're doing.
Thank you, bro.
Absolutely. Do you have what back to the artistry?
My bad, bro. I got you going everywhere.
Nah. This is good. I feel like Black men especially don't have spaces to talk to each other,
For sure.
And don't talk to each other when out. We kind of have, I have friends, and I'm sure you have friends too, and it's like you have these close bonds, but they're kind of shallow to a certain extent as well, because you're not really diving deep.
Yeah.
So it's good for us to have these conversations to, show one another that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to talk about your pain and talk about things that you might not did the way you wanted to do them, and just have that safe space to have real conversations.
No, for sure. I agree 100%. 100%.
Okay. Good. What when it's all said and done, and your music is out there, your career is over, what do you want the legacy for yourself? What legacy do you want to leave behind?
I'm a die, bro. I don't care about no legacy.
You don't care about the legacy?
I don't care about no legacy. I'm a die, bro. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was telling my pops that the other day. He was telling me about leaving a legacy, talking to me about leaving a legacy. I don't see it. Maybe I just don't see it right now because I'm still young. Like, but right now, bro, I'm gonna die. And when I die, I ain't gonna have. I'm not gonna see all of the praises, the oh, he did so good. I'm not gonna see that. I'm not gonna know that y'all did that.
Yeah,
I don't care, bro.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Like, what am I doing it for? I'm not really egotistical. You know what I'm saying? So it's
So you just living in the moment. You're creating because you like to create.
Music.
And
I love music. I fall out of love with music. I argue with it. I get frustrated with it. I enjoy it. I really want people to know, for the most part, that he was a real human. Like, he wasn't trying to be nothing. I don't want to be none of the titles that I'm attached to. That I don't want to be any of the work that I am.
Right.
I think that's the reason why I changed. I know you said you're gonna ask me about this, but I don't want to be none of the characters that I've created. I didn't want to be Don X Jen. That's the reason why. My real name is Jatori. That's my real name. That's my government name. My mama gave me that name. I didn't want to be Don X Jen. I got caught up inside of whatever character I was building. And then I realized it one day, and I stepped out. I was like, oh, that's a painting I made. And for the whole time, I've been being the painting. I'm not the painting. I'm not the painting. Yeah. I'm the artist. I'm the one that's holding the brush. I get to tell that. I get to show everybody else who I am and who I'm going to be, or what this story says, or where this story goes. I get to be in control of that. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I don't have to allow the character. I don't have to go outside. I don't have to have my girlfriend telling me, no, I want to talk to Jatori, not Jen.
Yeah.
You know how bad that sucked. Like
I get that.
That shit hurt.
Yeah. For context, he had other names that he went by musically before Jatori. Yeah. And now he goes by Jatori, which is his real name. And I can understand that from an aspect of you kind of built up a certain persona, and then that's something that you built, but that's also you. So you don't want to build you. You don't want to create you. You want to create things as you.
Yeah, for sure. And outside of that, it was business stuff that was attached to it.
Oh, okay.
But for the most part,
wipe your hands up.
But for the most part, that the thought process I just gave you happened before I recognized the business was happening. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was just like, oh shit, like, no, I don't want to do this. Like, I do not want to be that. So
what Jatori sitting right here, right now, what does he want out of life in the immediate? Well, like in the near future, like not because I asked about the legacy and when it's all said and done, what does Jatori want right now out of life?
I want to build a financial foundation that's strong enough to be able to support a family, because I'm ready to have one. I want to find out what happiness looks like. I want to find out what all of my interests are. I want to explore as much as I possibly can. I want to see as much of the world as I possibly can.
Yeah.
I want to love out loud and as hard as I know how, you know what I'm saying? As much as I can give, as much love as I can give, I want to give all of that. I want to be, when I'm angry, I want to feel that. When I'm sad, I want to feel that.
Yeah.
I want to be around my friends, and I never want to let them go. I never want my friends to go nowhere. I want my friends to be my friends for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I want to take care of my mom to where she never have to think about how to, or when she'll be able to, or if she'll be able to. I want to be healthy. I want to get back in the gym, get back physically fit. I want to make the best music that I possibly can. And I want to love doing all of that at the same time.
Well, I love that for you. I wish all that for you. We're going to manifest that for you as well. And we see that, I see that for your life. And it's been a pleasure talking to you. Before we get out, if there was the new fans that are watching, they never heard a single song from you.
Any song?
They haven't heard a single song yet. They just watching and they just stumbled upon this interview. Which song should they start with? You got to be out right now, so we can play it right now, because it's gonna be playing right now.
I'm gonna send it to you, and you're just gonna play it then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say my next song. I'm gonna say Santa Luna.
All right. Well, you heard it first here. It's been a pleasure talking to you. It's been a pleasure getting to know you. We're gonna keep tapping in with you and following your career. You're an amazing artist. So we want to make sure we give you your flowers here and now. Just Jatori, it's JB the Truth, WeTM. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time.